starting with you, can you give us sort of a high-level overview? What are the measures, Costa-Hawkins, and maybe a little bit about the groups that are pushing this?
Sure. What I'd like to do is actually, I'll start on Measure W, National City, and I want to do that first so I can show how Prop 10 dovetails and it makes things a little bit more challenging. But as you all know, there are about 15 cities across California that have some form of rent control currently in place. Alameda, Berkeley, Beverly Hills, East Palo Alto, Hayward, Los Angeles, Los Gatos, Mountain View, Oakland, Palm Springs, Richmond, San Francisco, San Jose, Santa Monica, and West Hollywood. Measure W seeks to essentially add National City into the mix of communities that would have some form of rent control. What is problematic about Measure W is it's probably one of the most draconian versions of rent control that we've really seen. And it's extremely disturbing. And so I'm just going to hit some quick highlights. And we have this information here for you to take with you as well. But essentially, the quick summary of the ordinance is that it would cap annual rent increases at an amount equivalent to the increase in the CPI, but never more than 5%. So likely you might see 2.1, 2.3%. And obviously why that's problematic is that our operating costs don't go down. Prevailing wage, the gas tax driving up the cost of the delivery of goods and services, and then utilities are not going down. So that's certainly disturbing. Here's another one, rent rollbacks. They would roll rent back to spring of 2018 for existing residents that were in units at the time. Next issue. Upon receipt of a petition by a tenant or rental owner, the rent may be adjusted upwards or downwards in accordance with the measure. It creates a 5-member rent board. At least 3 members will be tenants in controlled units. There are no seats specifically for property managers or property owners. It also creates a per unit fee to support the rent board, starting at approximately $120 per unit per year, although most existing rent boards charge $350 per unit per year. The city council and city manager shall have no authority to oversee, supervise, or approve the rent board's budget. It requires rent board approval for all evictions. Little or no recourse should they deny an eviction you're seeking to push through. Property owners who fail to comply with provisions in the rent control measure can be held liable for damages, including emotional distress. The Rent Control Board will make legal assistance available to tenants related to evictions, or petitions, hearings, and appeals. It enacts just cause protections, limiting an owner's right to require a tenant to vacate a unit. This makes the removal of problematic residents virtually impossible. It already is very difficult, even in towns where you don't have just cause. Withdrawal of the units from the market, if someone wants to pull their building out, requires 120 days to 1 year notice, and requires a relocation assistance of roughly $7,000 to $10,000 per tenant. Owners who move into their own units will also be required to pay relocation costs. Duplexes, homes with granny flats, rentals will be subject to rent control unless the owner lives in one of the units. RUBs will no longer be prohibited, which we believe can hurt conservation efforts. So this kind of goes on and on. This gives you some of the bits and pieces of how impactful it is. So now, with that as the framework, under Costa-Hawkins, now let's go to Prop 10. If Prop 10 were to pass, 3 key protections, and again, I'm probably telling you something you already know, but I'll say it. 3 key protections that we have as owners and managers would be removed. The first one would be that under Costa-Hawkins, rent control can only be applied to 1995 and before construction, not new construction. So that would immediately, if these 2 measures pass together, Prop W just gets that much more onerous. So now what would occur at that point is any new development coming in would then be subject to the Measure W. Existing units, single family home rentals, this is a big one for everybody, would be subject in those jurisdictions with rent control. Again, so the 15 communities I mentioned, it would expand to these areas. And the one that's really problematic, which I think hurts communities, is vacancy decontrol is then removed. So for those of you who know what vacancy decontrol is, again, and for those who don't, if someone were to go into renovate a unit as an embedded resident, if they move out, You can go and you renovate the unit, and you can adjust that market rate to whatever the current market is for that type of renovated unit. Or even if you don't renovate, you just turn the unit back, it allows you to adjust. No caps on it. You can adjust and follow the market. And the reality is we can only charge what the market will bear in those areas. So that protection goes away. So in all these little submarkets where you have some form of rent control, those markets would likely not see any new development as a result. And those markets would likely not see any new acquisition rehab, which is a big part of the business in California and many of my clients, because it is virtually impossible and ridiculously costly to build a brand new project. So the next place to go is to rehabilitate old stock, aging stock, and breathe life into the community. But there should be the appropriate return. So those are some of the key problems that we're seeing.
Yeah, no, and we'll go a little bit more into some of the effects on the local markets as well. But I wanted to touch again on how National City could potentially impact other cities within the county. Is that a blueprint? What is the strategy behind that?
Well, oddly enough, when it was introduced, whoever the authors were, failed to do a search and destroy for the town of Alameda, because the name Alameda appeared in the original document. So in essence, it is we believe it would be a blueprint if it were to pass for other communities. And again, we can all speculate what communities those might be. Likely more conservative communities may not have their city councils move forward, but perhaps lower rent areas, existing lower rent areas, might see it falling down. So again, we think potentially, City of San Diego, Escondido, Oceanside. I mean, there could be a variety of places, La Mesa, El Cajon, and then just keep on moving through Orange County.
Well, do you see that coming more from the city councils, some kind of action from the city council, or rumbling from the same kind of tenant groups that might push it in other cities?
I believe you're going to see both. I think that no one's wanted to touch rent control for so long, and now that if one of these measures passes, I think it might be fair to even city councils will respond to those communities that have a greater percentage of renters in place than owners.
I know this is something that's probably changing quite a bit, but do you have any sense of what kind of support these measures have, both Prop 10 and the National City measure, are one likely others?
I think it's the first time I've ever really been truly worried about both of them. The sense that we are getting, I spoke with Molly, Molly Kirkland from the Apartment Association, and there is some more positive feedback that we're getting right now in some initial polling. I don't think we have an updated poll on that yet, Molly, do we?
Not for National City.
Not for National City.
The state polling, actually, a nonpartisan group just did a poll, and support for Prop 10 has significantly waned.
And the messaging is just really hitting, as you've all seen. You're hearing it on the radio, you're seeing it through social media, and you're seeing it on various programs and television. So the messaging from both sides has hit, and we think that homeowners, and again, 80%, about roughly 80% of the rental housing stock in California is owned by independent owners, owning less than 15 units. And we think that now the messaging is out, those independent owners are really paying attention to the true impact of this. But even if it's defeated, either one of these is defeated, we're not done. It'll keep coming back.